Hello, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. Welcome to my haunted series. Today's reading is going to be Who's the Snake in Your Life? So we've all got somebody that's a snake in our life. It could be like a friend that we're not sure about if they always have our best intention in mind. It could be somebody that we're dating. It could be somebody narcissistic we're dealing with. It could even be a family member. We're going to talk about, sort of like clearing our energy, because that's what it's all about. So sort of like how this person drains on you, why can't you trust them? What makes them a snake to begin with? Again, how they affect you, how they drain on you, what to be aware of, when you're dealing with them regarding this person, and then how to sort of chase them out of your life for good. It could be that, this resonates with people who have recently done this, and this person is trying to sort of slither back into their life, and they're a little bit, you might be a little bit worried about that. So you're going to choose 1, 2, or 3. Orange snake, the sort of lemony, greeny, yellow snake, and then this purple snake. And there'll be messages with each one. You can certainly listen to multiple messages. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you can see when I upload new readings. So let's start with the orange snake. If you've chose this orange snake here, we're going to leave it right there. Okay, so who is this snake in your life? Why can't you trust this person? Let's see, why can't you trust them? What is it about them that, you can't trust? Interesting. A close friend acts on your behalf. So I'm going to interpret this 2 different ways. One is that maybe this person has fought for you in the past, or they appear like they're always like on your side. They're always ready to step up and defend you. They're always there with that suit of armor, but deep down, there's really nothing real significant inside. And they may do this, but they may talk shit like behind your back after they've done a favor to you or after they've done something good for you. The other aspect of this is that you might have somebody, another friend in your life, or somebody telling you that you cannot trust this person. They might see more of it than you do. They might have had an instance with this person, or there's something that they're using their intuition and maybe you weren't. They're seeing it, okay? So something about either somebody else seeing this too, or this particular snake person pretends to have your best interest in mind and pretends to protect you and makes you think possibly that you need them or that you need their support, but really it's very empty. It's like it's an empty place it comes from. Okay, so that might be a reason why you can't trust them. Absolutely. So let's see what makes them a snake. What specifically makes this person a snake? Let's see what we're getting here. I'm going to use my Lost Love Oracle for that, because there's good. Okay, look. We've got broken glass, fragile. So they feel very fragile. Their ego is extremely fragile, to the point where the littlest thing is like a shard of glass to them. Okay? They feel this way because throughout life, they've left pieces of themselves along the way. They've never cleaned up their messes from the past. They didn't even realize maybe that they've had messes from the past. But they're like this broken glass person. They're like broken inside. And it might show on the outside when their feathers get ruffled, or, you go against them in some way, or they feel like you're not validating them enough, or you don't have their back enough. What I'm getting is that, it's like use caution with this person, because you wouldn't start picking up these pieces and not expect to, cut yourself, these little shards. And look what's left behind. There's all these like little pieces, okay? So yeah, I feel like this is like also sort of like a warning, like use caution with this person. You might be telling them stuff and feeling like you can confide in them, but really they're spreading around your business. They might not be deliberately doing it, but they might be somebody that's not able to keep shit to themselves. They might have a tongue that sort of just lets loose. And then after the fact, I feel like sometimes too, they might be sorry after the fact, or they might realize it after the fact. But either way, this is part of the reason too why you can't trust them, because they are broken and they are fragile and their ego is very fragile. So how do they affect you with this behavior? Or if it's past tense, how did they behave? we've got negative thoughts. Nothing seems right. So you already have negative thoughts about this person. You already know they're sort of this way. You already know that, there's things about them that might make you feel like you can never help this person. Okay? I feel like you see them as somebody who sees the world in a negative way. And then sometimes when you're dealing and talking to this person, they sort of get you in this mindset too. Like if they're mad and angry and pissed off at the world, they kind of drag you right down in it. And their energy is very heavy. You could spend time around this person, even if it's a short amount of time, listening to their problems and their negative thoughts. And what happens is that their energy is so overpowering and so dark sometimes that it makes you feel like you might drown. So they're negative. They have a negative mindset. They've been dealing with this for a really long time, but it affects you. When you're around them, their energy is not right. They don't make any effort to make their energy be right at all. They don't do any clearing away of it. So they just have like mounds and mounds of negative energy through the years that when they get around you, they drain you out and they sort of make you feel and act and behave negative as well. So let's see. I want to ask, what should you be aware of regarding this person? Which I can't even, guys. Let's just shuffle, because the way this is turning out is like, I really feel like you need to sort of try to like break ties with this person or keep your distance as much as possible. Yeah, look at that. We just said it. Draining you dry. So that's what you need to be aware of this. Sometimes it might not even seem like it. They might not even know they're doing it, but I kind of feel like they are. It's almost like intention or intent. I feel like they're just never satisfied by complaining. There's never like a fresh feeling after they've vented. They're in that vent mode all the time. Vent. Does that make sense? All right, let's get a couple more cards regarding them. So I feel like the more confident you are around them, the crazier it drives them. So I feel like just maintain your confidence. Show them, or when you're speaking with them or dealing with them, that life is good. And I feel like they'll be turned off by that because they really like misery loves company. So if you keep staying positive in a positive mindset and like finding the positives in things, it really kind of drives them nuts. But that's a way for you to sort of maintain your energy and sort of disengage them, is what I'm getting. So how can you chase them out of your life? Let's see like that. Let's see like what's some advice to sort of, maintain your distance or protect your energy. Like, this could be somebody you work with and it's like unavoidable. Or it could be like your ex-wife or husband and you have a kid together and it's unavoidable. So, ultimately, if this is somebody with no ties like that, this is warning you to sort of get them out of your life. But if you can't, let's get some advice and see what we're getting. Yeah, look at that. Empowerment. So I feel like this situation can slightly empower you because you're looking at them and they're negative all the time. And you may feel a little bit better about yourself in turn because you're saying in your mind, I'm not this negative about things. I don't act this way. I don't do this. I don't drain other people. I don't burden people. I try to be fair. I try to let somebody talk and then it's my turn to talk. There's something about this that's teaching you to empower yourself. And if it is like just spewing positivity in their face till they can't take it anymore, I really feel like they're going to disengage you. I feel like they're not going to get that supply they need from you and they're going to like look for it elsewhere, if that makes any sense. All right, I hope that was helpful with that orange snake. So if you chose the green snake, let's see what we've got for your messages from the green snake, okay? So what is something about this person, what makes them a snake? What makes them a snake and why can't you trust them? Let's see what we've got here. Hold on one second. All right, so we've got a temptation may lead you astray. Interesting. This might be a little more romantic in nature. So I'm feeling like this could be somebody that wants to tempt you into something. You know, you could be married and there's like a guy or a girl you work with and they might be trying to tempt you away from your marriage, or a friend that's even like, you know, you should come out with me and whatever happens, happens. That could be one part of it. Either way, I feel like somebody does not have your best intentions in mind and they want to keep you down and in negativity, and they kind of want to use you. I feel like they don't like if you're happy-go-lucky. They don't like when good things are happening to you. They might act like they do, but they might hide it behind like a fake smile, or something about them might feel very unauthentic to you. I feel like this person does not have good intentions for anyone they meet. They're mostly like, I would say, like an opportunist. And like I said, it could be that they're trying to tempt you away from a current partner, or they're trying to sort of get in the way. There's something here about being very careful about that, okay? You know, this could be your feelings, like, you know, you might be with a partner that they maybe make you feel like you're tempted, you want to go stray away because it's so intense, that negative hold that they sort of have. All right, so let's get some more reasons, like why are they like this? You know, why is it that you can't trust them? Because that has a lot to do with it. So why can't you trust them? So we've got excuses, heard it all before. So yeah, they might be somebody that makes excuses for their behavior or their actions. You know, they might apologize and it's like an empty apology. Like they feel like they just have to apologize just to keep you in their life, but they don't really mean the apology. They might just, like I said, make excuses for any little thing they do that hurts you. It could be that they keep promising you that they're going to change, or that things are going to change and things are going to get better, and they don't. You know, this could be like a long-term relationship and you're having these issues, and, you know, you're kind of going to this person like, hey, you know, something's wrong here. What's going on? Like, how can we work through this? And they're kind of like, well, I'm sorry. I feel like it's a lot of I'm sorries. And you've heard it all before. They're not making any real attempt is what I'm getting. So you can't trust them because they take I'm sorry very lightly. They use it, it's just a set of words to them, okay? What makes them a snake? They're emotionally numb. They can't even feel for themselves. They can't feel for other people. That's what it is. They're emotionally numb. They check out emotionally. They don't have real emotional ties to anybody because they don't feel anything. They're empty. Their shit from their past, because they didn't deal with it, it turned to like black rot inside of them, and it eventually just turned into nothing. They never dealt with anything from the past. They never dealt with their feelings. So they could put on a big act and seem like they're okay and functioning normal and everything's all right. But I mean, deep down, if somebody's like this, they're not good to be around, and there's no changing or helping this person. They have to really seek that on their own. But I would say if this is the issue, there's definitely some kind of maybe a borderline issue or a bipolar. Something is going on, okay? I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't claim to be, but something with emotional damage and emotional numbing is going on. So that's sort of what makes them a snake a bit, because they can't relate to other people's emotions or feelings if they don't have any for themselves. So, you know, how do they affect you? How do they affect you with this behavior? How do they affect you? Let's see. So they give you mixed signals a lot. You might feel like they're really great one day and they're okay, and they're seeming like nice and okay, and then the next day they're like cold, like I feel like hot and cold. Does that make sense? One day they're like, yeah, you know, everything's great. The next day they're like miserable and rotten and like ready to rip your face off. They have a lot of imbalance of emotions, and like we were seeing that card, really not a lot of emotion. So I feel like they put this out into the world. People have a hard time reading them, but this is all part of what they do. They do this on purpose. They throw out weird signals because they don't want anybody to read them. They're desperately trying to cover up this emotional numbing. That's what it is. All right. So, you know, that might be a little bit of what you need to be aware of when you're dealing with this person. You know, that's what I'm getting. So let's see, what do you need to be aware of? You know, because that's definitely going to take an effect on you, the mixed signals. But what are you needing to be aware of regarding them? Cycles. Yeah, there's some kind of I feel like a chemical imbalance type thing or issue with them, or they might be depressed and anxious and going through cycles in life. I feel like they drag you into these cycles too, because they just don't care if they affect you. Their energy is very like dull and very like depressive and very mundane and very negative. So they go through these cycles where I feel like sometimes they try really hard, they pretend to be okay, but they go right back into that cycle. So that's what you need to be aware of dealing with this person. You know, that's probably not going to change with them. Let's see what you need to do possibly. Like, believe me, I understand there's not always a way to get somebody like this out of your life. This could be a boss. This could be a coworker. It could be like a family member. Or it could be married, or, you know, an ex, and you got a kid and you have no choice but to deal with this person. So let's see, you know, how can you deal with them better or lessen the contact with them? Or, you know, maybe it is you want to get them out of your life. You know, what can you do to combat some of the way they are? Let's see what we're getting here. Shuffle these babies up. Ooh, that's interesting. We've got closure. So, I mean, in a weird way, like if you can't get them out of your life, you absolutely hands down cannot. I feel like create closure in your mind about them. Know that this is how you're going to create your closure. Know that they're never going to change. That's it. You have to accept that. Create closure by closing off your life, your energy, your problems. Don't share your life with them. Don't share your problems with them. Don't tell them things that are hurtful or painful about something you experienced. Don't share any of yourself with them. Completely close yourself off. Now, if you're on the opposite spectrum of this and you're ready to do this, this is just you sort of just having enough is enough and walking away and knowing that deep down, you know, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this type of person in your life. Okay, so yeah, sometimes we have to create our own closure, or like I said, if we're dealing with somebody that we can't immediately kick them out of our life, just close yourself off as best you can. Limit contact with them, limit conversations with them. Don't look them in the eye. Don't give them any emotion at all. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Let's get into the purple snake now. So if you chose the purple snake, let's see. He does not want to stand up over here, so let's put him over there. All right. So, well, whatever. We'll put him there. If you chose the purple snake, let's see what we've got for, you know, sort of why can't you trust this person? What's going on with that? Like, why are they not trustworthy? Let's see. Like, who's the snake in your life and why are they sort of not, you know, that way you can trust them? All right. I'm just shuffling up here a little bit and see what we get. Ooh, look at that. It's snakes for real. Jealousy leads to downfall. So you can't trust them because they're jealous of you. Well, they're actually jealous of everybody. I also feel like they're very easily like hurt and their ego is real super duper fragile. They can't take any criticism at all. They want to be like the best, the brightest, the hottest, the nicest. They want to be seen this way, but they're none of those things. It's all like a facade. They put a big facade on. I feel like this person is so toxic though, that if you were open to them at all they're going to do is take that information and like sort of use it against you somewhere else or someplace else or in an argument or some way. Like if this is somebody you work with, they're going to throw you under the bus. If this is somebody in a relationship, they really don't think too highly of you because they want to be like you, which is kind of messed up. They wish they could be nice like you, or they wish they could be strong like you. There's something about you that stands out to them that they want to be like that, but they hate it because they can't be it or they don't know how to be it. I feel like they're also not happy when nice things happen to you or good things happen to you. They're not happy. Like if a good thing happened to you, they're going to be nice, say to your face like, oh, that's great. But they're really hateful deep down. They don't like it. They don't want you to be better than them. So let's see, why can't you trust them? Why can't you trust them? Let's see why. It's a reason why you cannot trust them. So look, they're like a deserted type person. There's nothing there. They're a drought of the heart. They're very empty. Whatever has happened to them in their life has created like a space in their mind where they feel like this nothingness. They have not committed themselves really fully ever in their life to anything or anyone. They're desperately afraid to fail. They don't ever want to fail. They've had failures in the past that they never came to terms with. They never dealt with. It made them feel like shit about themselves. They've given a lot in their life and they're scorned. Something happened. They weren't always like this. Life has turned them like this, hard and drained and flattened, and there's nothing left. So something has made them this way. And it doesn't matter what it is, because it has nothing to do with the way you should put up with the way somebody treats you. But they definitely were not like this all their life. Okay, this is like multiple things that has happened to them that has sort of like sucked the joy out of life, sucked the fun out of life. They don't really have a lot of close people that they can turn to. They're very empty. What makes them a snake? You know, like what is that thing that makes them like this? Like what's that particular? So they've got abandonment issues, left to the elements. So they always feel left behind. They feel like they're not included enough, or they feel like they're excluded. They get very upset about that. They don't like to know that like somebody went to the baseball game last night without them, or they went out to the club and went dancing without them. They have a real issue with being included. They want it so badly, but then when they get it, they have nothing to bring to the table good. That's part of the problem with them. That's sort of what makes them a snake. So then they end up very jealous and very resentful and hateful of anything that goes on good for you or anybody else. So how does this affect you? Burnt out. So you're completely burnt out on their bullshit. Absolutely. This is the kind of person that you're never going to make waves with them. You're never going to get them to understand, like, good. They just don't see it. They don't see it for themselves. They don't see it for you. I just feel like if you keep on like this, you really will completely burn. In other words, it's meant to fizzle out, your connection with this person. It's meant to fizzle out, but you have this hopeless feeling like you want to help them, or you're just so tired of the way they're treating you. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to end it. You don't know how to help them. You don't know how to get away from it. So I think that some self-reflection and some ways to deal with like this, like a coping ways to deal with this type of person, we're going to get to that. All right. So what do you need to be aware of regarding them? Like something very particular that you need to come to more awareness about this person. Let's see what we've got. And we've got complicated. Yeah, so you're just know you're never going to uncomplicate it because they're so complicated. I feel like this is part of it, as like you're a natural peacemaker and you want to make peace and you want to have peace all the time. It's just not feasible when you have these types around. There's a lot of snakes in the world, unfortunately. We've all dealt with them. We've all had to deal with them, but they're not going to change. Like they might be able to shed their skin, but a snake is a snake. That's it. So I feel like don't beat yourself up if you can't change the energy or you can't make peace. Don't beat yourself up about that, okay? That's part of the reason here why you might be having some issue, you know, because look, it's just about differences. This person is completely, like, you're on Earth, they're on Mars. They're never going to understand you. They're never going to understand, like, the meaning of life. They're never going to understand healing, any of those things. They're never going to be able to fill themselves. It's sort of like this chronic emptiness that will never be filled. So, you know, just know that you can't fix this. It's not your responsibility, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So let's get one more card because, you know, how to chase them out of your life. I know that's not always realistic. It could be a boss or somebody that, you know, you're dealing with that you can't immediately get out of your life. Or maybe it's your ex and you got a kid together, something like that. But what's a way to, you know, sort of conquer this or defeat this or disengage this? Let's see. Well, you got to protect your energy more. I mean, when it all comes down to it, at the end of the day, I feel like you're giving this person too much energy. Even if you leave from them and you go somewhere where they're not, you're still spending energy thinking about the torture and the torment and the way they treat you and the way they treat other people. It's like you can't really break away from it even when you're not around them. So Spirit's like, let's start clearing that energy. You know, if it's a work situation, you need to sit in your car and sort of like release it, listen to music, pray, meditate, whatever you need to do. Go into the shower and imagine all the negativity and all the bullshit washing down the drain. White light protection yourself. Ask Spirit, please archangels, please place me in a shield of protective white light. Let my shield be impenetrable to this person and anyone else that's trying to drain me. I hope these messages were helpful. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you like this video, because I'll come out with more. And check my description box for my private reading information. And love and light. Thanks for watching.